And welcome back to another edition of Bulls Talk on FLTeams.com. And today, my special guest is the pride of Calvary Christian High from Clearwater, Mike Logan, offensive lineman for the USF Bulls, senior offensive lineman. Mike, thanks for a few minutes this afternoon. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for having me on the show. I appreciate it.
Hey, appreciate you joining us. Want to talk real quick about last season. Your offense was very prolific. You averaged 32 points a game. That was good for 33rd in the nation. You averaged 452 yards of offense. That was 17th in the country. How do you improve at all on those numbers going into the 2024 season?
I really think it's about just dialing in on the little details, especially as we got farther and deeper on into the season. We started to really find our identity as an offense, and that just goes back to spring practice. We're coming up in the camp, so really dialing in on those fine intricacies of the offense, and then also just trying to take that strain and that mental toughness to the next level.
All right. I know that you played over 1,000 snaps last season, and I know this year Coach Golesh is looking at you for a leadership position. I know he's called you the heartbeat of the offensive line. He has really, some high hopes for your leadership. As you know, being a leader, you have to meet people where they are. Some people, they just need that arm around the shoulder. Some people, you got to give them that little pep talk. How would you describe your leadership style? Is it more vocal or is it more the quiet type leadership?
It's more vocal, but I also know like every guy's different. Uh, Especially like for me, like the way somebody talks to me would be different on how somebody talks to my next teammate.
Sure.
So I really try to like at least build a relationship with the person I'm trying to talk to. Um, and then like, cause one of our coaches, his name's Coach Jones, he goes, the more that you know the person, the farther away that you can talk. So maybe I can get into somebody, but the less that I know the person, the more I have to go in. I really have to have a conversation. Like, I need you to do this for me. Da, da, da. It really just depends on the person that you're talking
Hmm.
to.
Yeah. Yeah. Excellent. Very good. I want to go back a couple of years. You played at that school in Orlando, which shall remain nameless to us USF fans here in Tampa.
Yes, sir.
What was that like, transferring from USF, going to a rival school where really you didn't have a whole lot of love for the program and a whole lot of love for the players?
Yeah. It was interesting when I first got here. Some of the guys that aren't here today, like Meach Harris, Trey Jacobs, Brad Cecil, even Daquan Evans, they really they really held me to that standard of, oh, like you have to be able to perform,
Hmm.
even if you're coming from somewhere else. And it was tough to try and get along, but eventually, because I'm from the rival school, but eventually the guys wrapped their arms around me, and I appreciate everything that they did for me. Even the guys that are still here,
Hmm.
they know how far I've come in my leadership and my play. So I really appreciate everybody that's been here throughout this journey for sure.
Yeah. Well, the one thing too is when you go into a new environment, I mean, people can see, hey, you're going to work hard, you're going to buy into the ideals that the program have, and that goes a long way. And people will always give you, the benefit of the doubt and gravitate to you, if you have, that kind of work ethic.
For sure.
Um, I know last year you were a nominee for the Wuerffel Trophy that honors college football's most impactful leaders in the community. I know you're involved with a lot of leadership positions and some leadership committees on campus. In the community, what are you gravitated to, and what is your passion when it comes to maybe getting out in the community and doing some community work?
Yeah, for sure. It's really just about giving back to the community. Um, Whether it's like going to the food pantry, just helping them out, sorting out food, all that kind of stuff, or whether it's doing like a drive, like back to school drive, something like that. Um, I really just try to put to be as many places as I can, really trying to get back to the community. Because at the end of the day, I'm still a football player and I still go to USF. And I just want to represent myself and my school the right way.
Absolutely. When Coach Golesh took over, there's a lot of things that a coach can bring to a struggling program. He can, instill belief, confidence, positivity, that mindset change. What do you think, in your mind, was the one thing that Alex Golesh brought to the program that caused the sudden turnaround and transformation last season?
I think to me, I have two things. The first thing he said was, we got to win as many games as we can as fast as we can. Um, and then that also ties into the process. So you really have to dial in on your own process and being able to trust that your teammate has his process right, so that he'll be able to go and make plays on Saturdays, and that you'll be able to trust that guy next to you.
Hmm.
So, but to incorporate all that, it really just the process. You have to have your process right. Um, it can't guarantee you the win, but it can. It's pretty close to it.
All right. I know as you're getting ready for the 2024 season, last season, a number that kind of stood out and not in a good way was the 3.3 sacks that the offensive line allowed per game. That ranked 115th nationally. And I'm sure that has got to be, a point of emphasis for the offensive line going into this season. What are you working on specifically as a unit to try to limit those amount of sacks?
Really just straining to finish more. When you watch the tape, it's a lot of sacks that are kind of just like quarterback checks his first read, second read, and he's just trying to make something happen out there. So we have to block forever, is what our Coach Hoodie says, Coach Tyler Danick. You really got to block forever because you never know where the ball is and when the ball is going to be
Hmm.
thrown. And then also as a center, just looking at the film, watching the film, a lot of things schematically that I could have done better, getting us on the right hats, tracking the right bodies, especially on third down protection. Just being aware uh, and having enough football IQ to know the down and distance, to know the sticks, to know what blitzes are coming and what pressures that the defensive coordinator will bring for that week.
Sure. As we look ahead to August, you got that first game against Florida A&M, and then the schedule gets really interesting. And I know as a USF fan, and I think I speak for all USF fans, we're really excited for the Alabama game in Tuscaloosa. We've got
For
Miami
sure.
coming into the Raymond James Stadium a little later on in September. Then there's the trip to Tulane that's always challenging. I know coaches like to take it one game at a time, but as you look at the schedule, is there a one game or maybe two games that stand out to you that maybe you have circled and it's like, okay, yeah, I can't wait to line up in that one.
Uh, Really the first game because it's the next one. And then once we get through the season, the next game, and just kind of building our resume from there.
All right. With this being your senior season, I'm sure there'll be some bowl options for you. Maybe even you'll get into the college football playoff. You got 12 teams this year. When you take off that USF uniform for the final time, um, what are your aspirations going forward? Are you looking to play at the next level?
100%. If if the opportunity presents itself, it truly be a blessing. Um, just to not only for myself but also for my family to at least try and get my name on the stage,
Hmm.
wherever it is. Just being able to continue that next level play.
All right. And who would you say right now, as an offensive lineman, maybe in the NFL, that you most model your game after?
There's so many good offensive linemen. I really like to watch Ryan Jensen. He was a center for the Bucks for a little bit.
Hmm.
Um, Tyler Lindenbaum, the center for the Ravens. I really like his film a lot. And then also, not just NFL, but also some college guys. when I first got into the offense, the coaches came from Tennessee, so I watched a lot of Cooper Mays' film. He's a really good center. Got a lot going on. So really, those three guys are really who I try to model my game after for sure.
All right, very good. Well, best of luck to you this season, Mike. I know I'm planning on getting to most of the games at Ray J, and good luck in your preparation. And let's bring home some wins, maybe win that AAC, and we'll see you over at Raymond James this fall.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go Bulls.
Go Bulls!